A CRN original.
Attention, you are about to hear the captivating voice of an icon in the movie industry. You have heard him and seen him in performances in over 140 films. He's met and influenced many world leaders, and now he's about to tell you how to unite the America he loves.
That job's filled.
Unique. Brilliant. And unpredictable. Robert Davi is a Renaissance man who writes, directs, sings, and does it all with excellence.
Yeah, it's okay. We're all very impressed, but let's get on with it now.
Robert Davi believes he should use his voice to both repay and help unite America, the America that made his dreams come true.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Robert Davi Show.
Well, good day, my dear friends. We're about approaching, depending on when you listen to this, maybe the weekend for you, or maybe not. But it is for me, and I am looking forward to the weekend, I gotta tell you that. And what I am looking forward to also is being able to hear myself in these headphones. I don't know why I can't hear my voice in the headphones. And this is an ongoing problem. So I can, you got to bear with me because this is that's better. Thanks, Jerry. What is the button that does that? Show me. That one there? Thank you, Jeremy. That's one of my ace engineers, Jeremy. Good man. And, yeah, so Hunter Biden. I'm thinking about whether it's, the weekend or not for you. But what's interesting to me is that Hunter Biden is the gift that keeps giving. Hunter Biden. Now, I'm all for people rehabilitating themselves and having excellence and wanting to do different things. And I'm looking at the art of Hunter Biden. And you know what? It's colorful, it's interesting, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing his art. But, and I know there's a big howdy-do about some of these buyers buying his art for $500,000. And, I don't know the history of Hunter Biden's art form. I do know that he had drug issues and, like a lot of artists. Maybe he'll be taking off his ear next, auctioning his ear. That could happen. I mean, a lot of artists, had absinthe. They were drinking that or experimenting with drugs, and that gave them visions and stuff like that. But I commend that and maybe art was a form of therapy for him. There were great artists. Stallone does art, and Anthony Quinn does art, or did art, and Sinatra did certain art. Tony Bennett is an artist, as well as, a musician and everything else. People do multiple things. It's okay in life to do multiple things. And the experts are saying that his artwork is actually pretty good. Now, I'm not an expert, but experts are saying that his artwork is pretty good. And that he's not going to discuss his selling paintings for $500,000. He's not going to do that. Now, okay, if this was a Trump, an Eric Trump, or if this was a Donald Trump or Ivanka Trump, and even before they were in politics, and they were in business, it's one thing if you're an artist prior. Maybe he was an artist prior. Maybe Hunter, maybe this was his passion. Artwork, along with deal making. But the optics of it is kind of strange, don't you think? Don't you think the optics of Hunter Biden selling a piece of art? What if his name was Roberto Dorado? Would that artwork go? I know some artists. Actually, no one that's close to that name. that I got his artwork in Venice years ago for like $1,500. Very vibrant artist. Mexican-American. Didn't have a daddy who was vice president or senator or then became president. Didn't have the scandal, but he was a great artist. And there are many, many, many terrific artists that are around that have not succeeded the prices of Hunter Biden's new journey of $500,000 per artwork. I mean, what does it go next? His artwork is selling more than some Picassos. Think about it. How does Hunter Biden sell more than some Picassos? Now, even in terms of fairness, in terms of somebody letting their artwork, do you think that some of his artwork price is inflated because of influence, or what someone might deem, or maybe you know what? Maybe somebody. You know, there are a lot of these famous art collectors. I knew one. I knew a guy that financed this movie I did called Amazon, in the Amazon rainforest. His name was Pentti Kauri. He was the biggest banker of Finland. He owned the biggest bank of Finland. Billionaire. I went to his house and he was what a gentleman, what a great guy, and what a great lover of living artists and supporter of art. So I know a little bit about the art. And I also knew Doug Christmas, who was one of these guys that was one of the first guys to find Andy Warhol before he was known, and some other people. And the journey that it takes to become a successful artist. And that $500,000 for a work is more than successful, by the way, of living artists and new ones. So let's think about this. Pentti Kauri in his house in Connecticut when I met him. He's passed away now, rather young, unfortunately. And he owned a gallery in Soho, in Tribeca in New York. But he had the biggest collection of living artists. He also had Francis Bacon. I mean, the Francis Bacon, when you went into his house, there was a stairway up, and it was a big mansion in Connecticut, and you went up and you saw this Francis Bacon that had to be 20 by 10 or 20 by 40. It was huge. Maybe I'm exaggerating because this was now, several years ago. This was like 1994 or 3. And it was just a massive Francis Bacon, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. The artwork that he had collected was incredible. And he also backed an artist who became a friend of mine, and I was there the night. Do you remember the night that they put the bull on Wall Street? There was that bull that was put on Wall Street. Well, I was there that night because Pentti Kauri was one of the patrons of this Sicilian artist, Arturo de Modiga, who his artwork has been, he was always around, what's that great restaurant in New York? I forget the name of the restaurant, but it's a famous place. There's a couple of them. I'll think of it in a second. But Arturo de Modiga had his artwork outside there, and he did these huge pieces. Well, anyway, he did the Wall Street, and I was there the night. I have pictures of me on that bull the night they, after midnight, brought it into and put it onto Wall Street. And then Pentti subsequently gave us these, Arturo did silver replicas of these bulls. He did like 10 of them, special ones. And I was given one of these by Pentti Kauri Arturo gave it to me, but I'm sure Pentti was the one who patroned him to do them. And so I knew the artwork, and I knew the eye that he had, and I've traveled the world looking at artists. And art is a subjective experience, is it not? Art is a very subjective experience. It's in the eye of the beholder. There's a great movie that Orson Welles did. There shall be no wine before its time. The great Orson Welles. He did a documentary called F for Fake. And in this essay, more of a filmic essay, he talks about forgery, and he talks about fakery, and magicianry, and F for fake. And there's this great art forger who Henri, and I forget his name. It's a French name. I've seen this film. This is off the top. I have not researched. I just heard about Hunter's artwork, and I started thinking about this. But this great art forger, and also Clifford, he did the Clifford Irving, who did the bio on Howard Hughes, which was an absolute fake. So he did this movie on these gentlemen and his own trickery. And the experts, because this is what it says here, the experts say that his art is quite good. The experts say this. The experts couldn't tell that what was hanging in their museum was really a fake Picasso, or a fake Rembrandt, or a fake, and they did all kinds of tests because the forgers know. But I'm not saying that Hunter's a forger, no, but I'm saying that experts, who's the expert? It's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? So who knows what value something holds, except if there's overtones to that value. Is it interesting to have a piece of art by Hunter Biden? Would that gain favor with the President of the United States? Perhaps. Or maybe not even the President of the United States. Maybe there's some kind of favor that's garnered in another way. And is Uncle Joe getting 10% of Hunter's artwork, or 50%? Robert Davi, back in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you a question. Did you know withdrawing your cash from the bank can be very risky? That's right. So please listen up. Are you aware that banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any behavior they think is suspicious? It's true. I was shocked as I read Swiss America's blockbuster report, The Secret War on Cash. This new war against cash is really a war against all freedom-loving Americans. Listen to me. You must read The Secret War on Cash. Now get your free copy by calling 866-219-3750. That's 866-219-3750. Or visit SwissAmerica.com. This war on cash is growing daily and also includes all forms of digital money. So please, get ahead, read The Secret War on Cash free to every Robert Davi fan today by calling 866-219-3750. That's 866-219-3750. And then you'll thank me later.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Have you heard about Vine to Bar chocolate? It's the winemaker's chocolate, the world's first chocolate made with well-vined Chardonnay marc from the beautiful coastal vineyards of North America. Gently pressed grapes are harvested after juicing, dried and finely milled and carefully blended into the finest dark chocolate. The Chardonnay marc contains highly beneficial grape nutrients, flavanols, and has a natural sweetness that flavors the luscious dark chocolate. Mouth-watering, flavorful, delectable dark chocolate goodness with Chardonnay sweetness and beneficial nutrients. And it's alcohol-free, too. It's Vine to Bar chocolate. Order some today at vinetobar.com. That's VINETOBAR.com. Cold shipped to your door, it's Vine to Bar. Vine to Bar chocolate. Visit us at vinetobar.com.
Robert Davi.
I want you to know this is nothing personal. It's purely business.
So, my dear friends, we're talking about Hunter Biden's artwork, and we're talking about experts and art, the art world. And let me see, what does that lighting look like to me? Sometimes I have these deep set eyes, and Nick McLean, and maybe I should get a little lift. You ever think of that? Like a little tucking here, but I'm chicken. Maybe we put filter on. We need a filter on that camera. That's what it is. Anyway, aging is not a fun experience. You watch yourself age in front of camera. Most people that goes by and you look at home movies. I got to look at films I did 25 years ago, 40 years ago, and I see the progression of my aging. I wish I had a Hunter Biden painting in my closet of myself, because obviously he has magical powers through his paintings. The paintings of Hunter Biden. Interesting. And he's quite prolific from what I'm seeing. I don't know how long he's been painting. Maybe Jeremy could find some stuff and we could put it up there just to enjoy. It's colorful. I'm not. The piece I saw earlier today, I saw two pieces that they put online when I first started talking about his artwork, and they were uninspired. I said, what? That's his artwork? And then I'm looking at now, researching, and I go, this is quite colorful, interesting. There's something, Now, again, is it because it's Hunter Biden? I mean, it's celebrity is very interesting. And he, of course, is a celebrity. It's embraced. I wonder if Nancy Pelosi's son, if he started to do some artwork, it would go for $500,000. Maybe Nancy Pelosi's son should start doing art, or her daughter. Maybe they could be different. Maybe that's a good thing for Donald Trump, or Eric. Maybe they should start doing some artwork, some exhibits. Just think that they can clean up, because if it takes celebrities to put some, designing on a canvas. And the experts can say how great it is. I'm sure the experts, if Donald Trump, I would love to do this. I mean, too bad we couldn't do this experiment. Imagine taking Hunter's artwork and putting Donald Trump Jr. or Eric Trump's name on it, or even Ivanka, or Barron. What would the artists say? What would the experts say? How would that artwork be looked at? And will it be valued at $500,000 per painting? I don't think so. I don't think that could happen. Did you find any of his artwork?
I did. I'm just trying to get him to show up on the Windows viewer. It's not working right now.
Son of a darn. Why wouldn't that work? Would have been so nice to show you some of the artwork. I know there's a way of doing it. Let me see. I want to Google Hunter's artwork. I want to find out more about Hunter's work here. And experts, I told you, they couldn't tell what fakes are. There are fakes of this guy. I got to see this. I got to tell you his name because it's killing me. This Frenchman, a very interesting Frenchman who did all the artwork. He knows how to pick the paint and the paper and the particular year of this, and how to get old canvases and to make them new. And F for fake. This is this is a nice little Friday show, isn't it? All right, here it is. Émile Dioré. Fakers. Émile Dioré. It's about him. And Clifford Irving, who I said did this fake interview with Howard Hughes. Some of Hunter Biden. No, I'm the expert. Look at this. Go slowly, please. I'm an expert from the Museum of Karolinska. And this is what the French would say as they look at the artwork of Hunter Biden. Les bâtisseurs, j'ai des bâtisseurs des physiques magnifiques, des compositions, des couleurs et des vêtements toiles. Passons évidemment, je ne compte les vêtements toiles. And it looks like a bouquet of different fruit and flowers tied to a tree and then wrapped around a beautiful, I mean, I wouldn't know. But it's interesting, right? It's interesting piece. Next piece. Let's go up there. Let's look at Hunter. I want you. All right, we're going to sell. All right, here we go. On the auction block. Opening bid, $250,000. Do I have any bidders? Call in, please, to crntalk.com. Put your bid in for Hunter Biden. The starting bid is $250,000. This is by Hunter Biden. And, you know, it's appealing. I wonder how many art students around the world we could find that have done stuff like this, that their paintings are going for $500 or $75 or maybe $1,500 or $2,000 or $5,000. But $500,000. That's $500,000. Okay, keep going. Let's look at some more, Jeremy. Scroll up. There we go. Yes, can you scroll it? There he is, the artist at work. Look at that one on the right. Can you click on that one on the right? Yeah, that one right there. Looks magnificent. I want that hanging in my house. My bid, $350,000. All right. I hope I don't get outbidded. Oh, let's look at this one here. This is interesting. Yes, the Trumpian. Oh, that's not his. Okay, let's buy. Oh, this one. I like this spot. Yes, this is good. Yes. How interesting. They look like, what are those, Rorschach tests? Very interesting. He has a growing theme, stuff coming from a stem and blossoming outward. And, the Hunter Biden artwork. So anyway, the experts are saying, oh, let me look at him as an artist sitting there in his studio. He could pocket up to $1 million per painting. Profits off president's name, is what that's saying. Is he profiting off the president's name? I mean, he's Hunter Biden. There it is. Selling influence. And yet, the Trumps, who've been in business for years, got blasted by the left. Blasted by the left. Crucified by the left for their businesses that existed before he became a politician. And yet we know what happened over there in the Ukraine and China and everywhere else, for that matter. And yet what happens, my friends? So, all right, that's enough of the Biden artwork. I don't think it's worth his new career. Now devotes his career to the creative arts. Powerful, impactful works. This is the Georges Berger's gallery. He's showing the work of Hunter Biden. And let me see what this is here now, please. Come on, come to me. I'm trying to open this to read. Anyway, the White House grapples with ethics of Hunter. Hunter's going on scale. The White House defends Hunter's artwork. Of course it does, as it defended his laptop and his other dealings. Robert Davi will be back in a moment.
Let's talk about your credit cards. When you first start using them, it's a slow drip. You make charges, then more charges, then bills come, and they keep coming. When you open your statements, the floodgates come pouring in. You realize you have more credit card debt than you can afford, and you're barely making the minimum payments. Wouldn't it be nice to make one affordable payment and have all your credit card bills covered? Make this free call and learn our responsible way to get your credit card bills paid and under control.
Sponsored by Consumer Education Services, a nonprofit organization.
800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. That's 800-876-3643.
CESI is not a loan company. The establishment of a debt management plan may adversely affect your credit rating. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase finance and other charges to undertake collection activity, including liquidation.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
This is Robert Davi. Allow me to introduce you to the most trusted name in precious metals, Swiss America. Since 1982, they've been helping Americans protect their wealth from dangerous government spending and runaway debt. Now, it's no secret gold and silver prices have rocketed over the last decade. With all of the rising uncertainty, experts say precious metal prices are headed much higher in the months and years ahead. Now, to help protect my fans, Swiss America has a very special offer. Swiss Walking Liberty half dollars at the amazingly low price of $12.50 each delivered. That's right, $12.50. So call now, reserve your silver coins at 866-219-3750. That's 866-219-3750. Silver Walking Liberty half dollars from Swiss America for just $12.50 each delivered while supplies last. Again, 866-219-3750. 866-219-3750. Do it today.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
All right, is that a Q2 or a Q3 expense?
Dwayne's CPA went MIA.
Nah.
To keep his books and his sanity, he needs to find a replacement ASAP.
Hey, Johnny, have you ever heard of a fungible good?
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Robert Davi Show.
This is authentic. Una furtiva lacrima negli occhi.
So, my dear friends, enough of the Hunter Biden art world. I wish him much success. If he loves doing it, that's great. Look at it. He became a captain of industry without knowing anything about it, didn't he? With the Chinese and Burisma. I mean, he made wonderful deals that beyond. This guy has the magic Midas touch, or shall I say, the Biden touch. He can have something appear out of thin air, and the art world now is his latest conquest. And I'm being facetious, please. I'm just being satirical. I'm not trying to be mean. If the guy has a huge passion for art, I'd like to know. I'd like to know where his passion for art started, where it began. And if that's the case, people find their way, and that an artistic expression can start at any time. And I think it was probably initially a part of therapy from addiction, because they ask you to get creative outlets. But it's enough of the art world. I just think experts saying it's worth $500,000. That's my question. Not that the artwork is good or bad, but the price that it's being paid for, being hawked at right now. And you have artists out there that have struggled, that are struggling, that are as comparable or better artists, selling for 1/100th of what one of his pieces are being sold for, because he's Hunter Biden. And, it's unfortunate what influence does, doesn't it? Selling influence. And then denying it. That's even worse. And then even pointing the finger at other people. Now, we know politicians do that all across the board. I know I've seen deals made across the table. You know, we're like, we're a society of hollow men. Aren't we? Yeah, we're a society like of hollow men. TS Eliot wrote a poem called The Hollow Men. I read The Love Song of Alfred Prufrock a while ago. I think I'll read that right now. The Hollow Men by T.S. Eliot. Mr. Kurtz, he dead. A penny for the old guy. We are the hollow men. We are the stuffed men. Leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. Alas, our dried voices when we whisper together are quiet and meaningless, as wind in dry grass or rat's feet over broken glass in our dry cellar. Shape without form, shade without color, paralyzed force, gesture without motion. Those who have crossed with direct eyes to death's other kingdom, remember us, if at all, not as lost violent souls, but only as the hollow men, the stuffed men. Eyes I dare not meet in dreams, in death's dream kingdom, these do not appear. There the eyes are sunlight on a broken column. There is a tree swinging, and voices are in the wind singing, more distant and more solemn than a fading star. Let me be no nearer to death dream kingdom. Let me also wear such deliberate disguises. Rat's coat, crow skin, cross staves in a field behaving as the wind behaves. No nearer. Not that final meeting in the twilight kingdom. This is the dead land. This is the cactus land. Here the stone images are raised. Here they receive the supplication of a dead man's hand under the twinkle of a fading star. Is it like this in death's other kingdom? Walking alone at the hour when we are trembling with tenderness, lips that would kiss, form prayers to broken stone. The eyes are not there. There are no eyes here, in this valley of dying stars, in this hollow valley, this broken jaw of our lost kingdoms. In this last of meeting places, we grope together in a void speech, gathered on this beach of the tumid river. Sightless unless the eyes reappear, as the perpetual star, multifoiled rose of death's twilight kingdom, the hope only of empty men. Here we go round the prickly pear, prickly pear, prickly pear. Here we go round the prickly pear at 5 o'clock in the morning. Between the idea and the reality, between the motion and the act, but falls the shadow. For thine is the kingdom. Between the conception and the creation, between the emotion and the response, falls the shadow. Life is very long. Between the desire and the spasm, between the potency and the existence, between the essence and the descent, falls the shadow. For thine is the kingdom. For thine is, life is. For thine is the... This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper. It's a poem that T.S. Eliot wrote. It's a T.S. Eliot, the abstract artistry of T.S. Eliot. I wonder if anyone would pay $500,000 for that poem. And it stood this. Have you ever heard it before? The Hollow Men. And the essence of that poem, it echoes to me today, because what I feel out there, all of us, a sadness I feel. I feel that we are hollow men. I feel that we are being filled with, unless you have a spiritual life, we're being filled with hypocrisy, with a certain kind of disdain for the human dignity. You know, to be able to buy into this whole artwork thing and the laptop thing and the political thing, I keep getting messages from people about Trump's corruption, but nothing about Biden's. And I'm thinking, but wait a minute, Biden's been in office for 45 years. Pelosi's been in office. No one wants to investigate now the poor homes where all those people died in New Jersey and New York City and elsewhere because of poor decisions, putting in COVID patients with the elderly. No one wants to investigate that. Biden's DOJ is not going to investigate it. And we sit back and let it happen because we are the hollow men. We are the stuffed men, stuffed by the media of today, by the Don Lemons of today, the Chris Cuomos of today, of all of them. We're stuffed to the gills like, you know, you stuff a sausage with the excrement of different meat. You chop it up, the bone and the marrow and whatnot, and you make a tasty sausage. You put some nice spice into it, and all of a sudden, it tastes pretty good, doesn't it? Put it on the barbecue with a little sausage and peppers and onions. Tastes good. You can make anything taste good, I'm sure. But how... I want to talk about when we come back. I want to end on two things. I want to end on Mary Claire, and this to me is a hollow, is calling for more abortions. The magazine, Mary Claire, famous magazine. And what they're saying is that more low-income parents having abortions in films and TV shows as an act of love. They're calling for that. So they're saying, let's have more low-income families having abortions in films and TV shows as an act of love. Abortions as an act of love. Strange times we live in.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
When you really want Italian food, you have got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Citizens, no need now to clamor for culinary gustatorial delights. Dreams do come true. Columbo's has triumphantly reopened its golden doors to feed the famished and soothe the savage beast. Bask in the delights of Columbo's succulent steaks, Neptune's superior offerings from the 7 seas, Columbo's family Italian specialties, and of course, their world-famous meatballs. And it's all so affordable. Yes, Columbus, the ninth wonder of the world. The Southern California pantheon dedicated to unrivaled and unparalleled yum yum. Columbus, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbus, mangia bene.
Now it's time for MedVed's Entertainment Minute.
Director Steven Spielberg assembles a great ensemble cast for a moody thriller about petty crooks in 1954 Detroit who get drawn into a series of world-changing mysteries in No Sudden Move. Now playing in theaters and streaming on HBO Max.
The problem is you're not smart enough to know how not smart you are.
Why are you doing this, man?
Because I'm going to get what's mine.
That's Don Cheadle, who along with Benicio Del Toro is at the center of the action, along with the likes of Ray Liotta, Matt Damon, and John Hamm. The plot, which features some conspiratorial maneuvers in the auto industry, is intricate and intriguing, but the real power of this picture comes from the characterizations, which are consistently convincing and complex. It's rated R for rough language, some sex references, and disturbing violence that's plausible but never over the top. 3 stars for No Sudden Move, a supremely skillful piece of work that leaves you wondering about the deeper dimensions of what you've just seen.
The Robert Davi Show.
Mike, you let me down, Mike. You're making me look bad. Thought we had an understanding. And all I expect is a little cooperation!
Sorry, Robert.
All right. Welcome back, my dear friends, anyway. So there's a piece that was published Friday in the woman's magazine, Marie Claire. And they want more film and television storylines to lower-income parents choosing to have abortions, to portray a loving and beneficial act to the children already born. So they want this agenda now. I don't know. The digital editor, the editor is named Danielle Campoamor, and she argues that most film and TV portrayals of abortion involve teens instead of lower-income parents who already have children and are faced with another pregnancy. Abortion, she wrote, and this is, slanted so far to the left, is a safe medical procedure. 1 in 4 women, as well as trans men and non-binary people, will have by the time they're 45. Okay. And feminists have been calling for more abortions in movie and TV storylines for years, hoping viewers will finally equate the procedure with a dental cleaning and reject the reality that abortion ends a human life. We are the hollow men. We are the stuffed men. Leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. Alas, our dried voices when we whisper together are quiet and meaningless. It's hollow of Marie Claire, equating a dental cleaning with human life. Ripping out a human life, dental cleaning. Now, the New York Times reported in July that the industry, entertainment, was already depicting abortions at record levels. You're seeing more of the matter of fact, I am pregnant, I don't want to be, I'm going to have an abortion. And it's gone way up since 2019. And think about that. So it's increasing. Abortion industry, Planned Parenthood, advising more than 150 film and television productions since 2014, according to the Washington Post. And one of the women from Planned Parenthood, the director of arts and entertainment engagement, told the Post, I would be watching TV and going to the movies, figuring out who I thought might be open to including in these storylines. Now I have a couple of clients, repeat clients. Now people call me. So, they want filmmakers and TV producers to show more parents choosing abortion because they believe that the procedure is still not normalized for 30 or 40 something. I'm sorry. I'm open to so many things, my dear friends. I'm open to so many things. But this disregard for the sanctity of human life, and they want to make you, who believe that, they want to marginalize you. Where's the diversity? They talk about diversity. You know, Gavin Newsom gave $330 million to the Hollywood community, and SAG applauded as they took away seniors' health care. SAG applauded. That's right, they took away seniors' health care. It was promised to senior performers. Now, they used to count the residuals that they'd make so they could get their health care. Ed Asner is suing the Screen Actors Guild with a group of other actors over this. Ed Asner, who's 91 years old. Adam Schiff goes up to SAG a lot. So does Pelosi. And now SAG is touting the benefits and the praising Gavin Newsom 2 months before an election for giving the film industry $330 million to come for production and breaks and blah, 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 blah. And it's a horse's ass. We are the hollow men. We are the stuffed men, leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. Do you understand what you're being made into? All right, go against the current. Do you have any courage to speak up? Where's your courage to speak up? Where's your courage to say no, enough? I'm starting an organization, Parents United for Education, not indoctrination. They want to normalize abortions to lower income people. Let's have more of it. You know, if you do the demographic, and where did abortion really start? Where did it start? Because, you know, let me tell you something. I would assume, and I don't know what the study is, and it doesn't hold a difference, but using abortion, how about going against abortion and using birth control, restraint? How about teaching that to lower income couples that have families, finding a way to say, here's what you can do without having to rip a womb out of your life, whipping a life out of your womb? What about that? Where's that thinking? How come we don't have that thinking? You know, oh my gosh, there was a film called The Last Temptation of Christ by Nikos Kazantzakis. He wrote the book. Marty Scorsese directed the picture. I was up for the film. The Last Temptation of Christ. Now, I read that book. I was a big fan of Nikos Kazantzakis, the writer. He wrote on his tombstone, then Tito Pota, then what is it? Mi favane kenenen emeleftheros. Then thelo tipota mi favane kenenen emeleftheros. That's Greek. Then thelo tipota mi favane kenenen emeleftheros. That's on Nikos Kazantzakis' tombstone. I want nothing, I fear no one, I am free. Kazantzakis. He also wrote a book, Zorba the Greek, Freedom or Death. The Last Temptation of Christ. The Rock Garden. The spiritual exercises of Nikos Kazantzakis. He used to go to Mount Athos in Greece. Mount Athos is a sacred place. It's on a mountain in Greece with 12 monasteries of the most beautiful, iconic artwork. And the monks pray and live simply in Mount Athos, Greece. And they want abortions, more abortions on TV. You see, the Last Temptation of Christ, while he was on the cross, crucified. And Christ, for many of us, is God-man. All right, the Son of God, but also God, if you believe in the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. And he came to earth to exercise us, or to gain punishment, to release us from sin, from our original sin, the way to salvation. So what does he do? The Last Temptation of Christ in the book, and I said this to Marty Scorsese, is that Christ is on the cross, and his last temptation is denying the crucifixion that was on him and to live his life as an old man and have family and children. That's what the last temptation is. Now, I took it further in my own head because I can feel it right now. If I had power to change things, power to say to these people that want to celebrate abortion and normalize it like a dental cleaning, shame on you. And you're going to sit there and not do anything about it and let it happen? There's alternative means to birth control. Lower income families, rip the womb. The last temptation of Christ. Imagine God, man, being on the cross, suffering. He says, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Think about it. Whether you believe it or not, it's historical. But if he was God, man, and the last temptation is what? The nails fly out of his hands. 200,000 angels behind him. And he uses his power to pulverize the corrupt Roman Empire. That temptation is in all of us. And I see that, I feel that as intense as it may feel. When I hear them want to normalize abortion, I cannot be silent about this. And they talk about diversity. They don't want diversity. They won't show. Where's the diversity here? How about an alternative diversity? Gavin Newsom, $330 million, and a lot of the money must go for diversity projects. And SAG they're so happy about it. We have What about conservative diversity in Hollywood? Is it there? Is conservative diversity in Hollywood? Is that why Netflix lost 500,000 viewers? Could it be because the diversity is a lie? They don't want diversity. They have a different agenda. It pains me. It costs to do this show in my heart and soul. I don't want to think. I just want to sing. I want to shut up and sing and act and tiptoe. This is difficult because it's painful. Seeing humanity, seeing a nation slip through your fingers because of people that are lying to you, that are manipulating you. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. Think about it. Think about it the next time you look into the eyes of a baby or yourself in the mirror. You could have been aborted. Yeah, it's like having a tooth pulled. We are the hollow men. We are the stuffed men.
Are you tired of your favorite